Hello, I'm Lisa Wellman, State Senator for the 41st Legislative District here in Washington. I chair the Senate Early Learning and K-12 Education Committee, and I'm here today to talk to you about our current education system and where the future of K-12 is headed. My background spans the spectrum from education to technology. I taught kindergarten, but spent the majority of my years in the technology sector, teaching people about technology and how it can change their lives, their businesses. That was my sweet spot. I started as a systems developer and programmer on mainframes. Yep, that long ago. I was recruited by Apple Computer in the early days of desktop computers and wound up heading the creative markets worldwide. And then I was recruited by HP in 1999 as CEO of a spinoff. It was a .com, and that moved my family to Washington State 21 years ago. Since that time, I've headed a number of Washington companies, including one that addressed registration and facilities management for our community and technical colleges. I visited them all and learned about our statewide CTC system. Well, I'm sharing this background because I've experienced the digital revolution firsthand. In early days, I saw 1,500 typesetters go out of business in 2 years, gone. Typeface development. It used to be you would pay $500 for one font. In desktop publishing, suddenly you could buy 100 fonts for $5. Today, I have more power in my cell phone than I had when I programmed mainframes. Now technology is in everything, from rockets and aviation to auto mechanics. There's 500 to 1,500 chips in every car. To agriculture, now autonomous tractors, they not only plow the field, but they can assess the soil conditions at the same time, and they're all run by GPS. Technology is bringing about fundamental changes, and you and I, we see that reality. Companies that refuse to change, some of them are no longer around. Our technology is getting faster and better, and it's increasingly everywhere. And we must move with it. My experience informs this understanding. As a CEO, my job was to scan the horizon, to understand the future needs and make sure my team and products were aligned with what was coming next. However, when I joined the Senate in 2017 and became chair of the Senate Education Committee, I found myself in an education system not that different than the one I worked in many years ago, or even a system my grown children had been in. It was a system designed for the industrial age. It was a system that said, to rise to the top, you must have a 4-year college education, and it was a system that left too many behind. In my time as a senator, there hasn't been a single parent I've ever spoken with who doesn't want their children to thrive. But previous policies like No Child Left Behind didn't cut it. That system tried to solve problems by adding more and more testing, which took hours of valuable learning time, all the while leaving too many behind and unprepared for the needs of today's and tomorrow's workplace. That's why we're making changes to our education system, to be responsive to the 21st century economy, which is a digital, rapidly changing economy. We're committed to making sure each and every child that comes through our K-12 system is prepared to move into the next phase of their lives with the necessary knowledge and skills so that they can succeed. There are many of our state's institutions thoughtfully addressing this challenge. I meet with them throughout the year with work groups, Integrated Learning Work Group, Mastery-Based Education, Career Connect Washington, and I meet with agencies, the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction, the State Board of Education, the Professional Standards Board, as well as our education committees in the State House and Senate. Over the past few years, we've accomplished so much. We've created new graduation pathways, for instance. We've been developing Washington's Portrait of a Graduate. We've been learning from Washington parents, educators, school board members, community members, and students to help us develop a comprehensive picture of what we want our graduating students to be. We've upgraded the high school and beyond plan, and we've mandated digital citizenship. We're strengthening Running Start, college and the high school, support for our skill centers and career and technical education. And we're doubling down on computer science. This year, we've had additional barriers as a result of the pandemic. Overnight, we saw the need to access devices and broadband. Schools and students and families need improvements on this front. We get it. Connectivity is critical. The pandemic challenged schools to provide valuable educational experiences to all students in new ways. Changes to the education system that otherwise would have taken years to implement happened instantly. Prior to the pandemic, our understanding of what educational time looked like was sitting in a school with a teacher at the front of the room. But our understanding has since expanded. Education can happen anywhere and in different ways. The pandemic brought to light the benefits of a mastery-based education model. Many mastery-based practices come to the forefront as valuable models for providing and assessing learning for students during the pandemic. Every child learns differently, with a combination of modalities: auditory, visual, and experiential. Mastery-based or competency-based learning allows students to absorb the curriculum in the way they learn best. Now many schools have mastery-based learning frameworks and even developed it into transcripts and portfolios, which colleges are adopting as a way of assessing future students. It's the direction we are headed. Furthermore, by working on this model, I've learned that businesses have reported that when job candidates have a portfolio of skills they've mastered, businesses have so much more relevant information about what that person can bring to the table as a potential employee. So not only are students around the state benefiting by such a model, but our businesses and workforce are too. We'll create more space in our credit system for each child to be able to get what they need in addition to the strong fundamentals. However, this isn't something that happens overnight. Some schools have begun adopting this model, including Vancouver, Issaquah, Olympia, Camas, Bellevue, Highline, Pasco, to name just a few. But for all our students to benefit from this, we will need to continue to bring information about these models to our communities. On the horizon for Washington State, we have innovative policies that can make a real difference in student lives. We're moving in a direction that allows each child to thrive in a changing economy. Each child is born with potential, with talents and skills and passions, and it's our responsibility to assure that they are able to reach that full potential. So you're going to see and hear about changes, but I want you to know that those reflect our commitment to make sure your children can thrive in a 21st century digital economy.